Hey everybody, it's Kai from the Tech. Hey everybody, it's Kai from the Techno Funk Boy. So a little bit of a different video today. We're not going to be doing too many of these, but I have a novel coming out, and I definitely want to tell you all about it. And so, it's not actually unrelated to what we've been talking about because the book is kind of a spin-off adventure of the Dice Dreary podcast, where I play the character of Creth and Damathier, and so it's like official fan fiction, but it takes place right after episode 15. Now, for those of you who have not listened to the Dice Dreary podcast, you're going to be able to. It's a standalone adventure. You're not going to have a problem with it. Now you should be listening to Dyson Dreary podcast because it's really really good, and I not only play Crethin but I do the music for it, which you've probably if you follow this channel, and if you don't, please subscribe below. And but if you follow the channel, you've seen us posting the music from this game, and that the first soundtrack is available on everywhere. Well, so I'm kind of in the last stages here on this book, and I kind of wanted to let you check out some of the cool stuff that I'm doing with it. So tonight, I'm actually working the on the formatting of the actual pages. So this is gonna be for the physical copy. So I wanted to let y'all see that. And oh, that's why I was over here. So, yeah, I know you can't really see it all that well, but you're actually, you can see in here the just the general outline of the page, and this turns out to be quite a bit different than what what the way I'm typing it. I started typing books ages ago using the Courier New font. And this is because I read that using fonts like that, you know, the, um, and what is the term for that? I used to know all this stuff. The kind of the wide fonts with the the letters being of equal width are easier to read and therefore easier to edit. And so I really started typing in that font. It's ridiculously ugly, but it doesn't really matter. The point is that things will jump out at me. And that really has helped me. But I don't actually want to publish a book in that way. And so um, a lot, it's so not only are we changing the size. I also double space it. I leave a lot of white room because I will very often print it and handwrite corrections on manuscripts. But so we're changing the size. We're changing the font, and we're changing the way the page is laid out in general. Because now we're shrinking the pages to what they're going to be in book form, which is not your normal 8.5 by 11. In this case, it's going to be 6 by 8 page, and so we shrink it down to that. And so one of the things I'm looking at right now, and this is kind of ridiculously inefficient to do it this way, but I'm like part of the remnant of the way I typed it is this half-inch indentation at the beginning of paragraphs, and we're actually wanting to shrink that down to I think I ended up putting it at 0.3 instead of 0.5. And so one of the tricks here is balancing the white space on page, because just a huge block of text. Um, uh, First of all, it's intimidating when we read, and we don't retain it nearly as well. And so you want a good amount of white space on the page. it's just easier to read. It's easier to comprehend. But we also don't want to have this at 12-point font and have it being ridiculously long. Um, a courier like when when I first formatted this book and I put it in the right page size, it turned out to be like 700 pages long because I still had double space, I still had courier new font, I still had a very large font, and that's also intimidating and really annoying. And so it's kind of balancing the two of something that is visually appealing and something that is also easy to read, easy to understand. um, so my I really like the Georgia font, and so I'm testing that one out right now. The fonts up here, this is indoor, and I the actual logo on the cover is indoor, and so I'm at this point married to that font. And if Georgia doesn't go with it, Georgia's the one that's getting the axe. Now in this case, it so far it's looking nice, and so I think I'm at this point I think I'm going to keep it that way, but I'm going through and just making sure that things look right in this format, and that if we don't have anything kind of crazy pop up. Um, a lot of this is just making sure like all of my spacing is right, and that something isn't um, orphaned on a page where it's not supposed to be. Like right here. Okay, so right here, this is a little chapter start, and I don't. There's these chapters are super short. I don't want to start it. I don't want to start a new page every time I do a chapter, but in this case, I'm going to need to, because this is, you can't have the chapter number at the bottom of a page in the chapter start at the other page. So this is a case where I actually would just go ahead and move it to the next page. And the days there, the story takes place over 3 days, and so if you're looking at a big screen, you can probably see that this says day 3 right here. These are like my part headers, and so they are getting a brand new page each time. But I also want that to land on the right page, on the right hand page. And so if we go up, I think I have one up here where, let me just do it like this. Okay, so like here's one where the one section ends on the right hand page. So like if you're looking at a paperback book, you can see this, and the when you open the book, the title's always at the right page, on the right page, and then the book text starts on the right page. Now sometimes they'll further chapters will start on the left page, but I don't have that many sections, and so why not do it the way that looks nice and natural, and this is the way. So like I will have a completely blank page in this case in order to get day 2 to start on the right page. And that might be the only case that, let me see what happened on day 1. No, I didn't have to do that on day 1 because the um, the prelude ended on the left hand side, and so I could just start day 1 on the right. But a lot of this is that, it's just peeking through and making sure everything's looking right, all my spacing is right. Like when I first started the book, I was hitting enter once in the I'm sorry, twice to get to the chapter number, and then twice to get to the text, and I decided to extend that to 3 times. It's stuff like that, that can be kind of tedious, and yet if you don't do it, it stands out. And there this one thing that's really, honestly, it's kind of irritating when you have a book that just isn't formatted well, and so it actually sometimes becomes hard to read because of that. And that's the last thing I want here. I want this to look really nice, and so when it comes out, that people enjoy having it in their hands if they do get the actual print version. So um, next time I'm working on the cover simultaneously, but I will save that for a new video. But like I said, I won't do a lot of these, but goodness, people, I have a book coming out. You didn't expect me not to bring that up, right? Um, once as it's coming out, I will be giving out all of the links. There will be an audiobook as well that I actually just finished recording, so I just got to edit it. I made a lot of mistakes, and then we'll go from there. So, really do appreciate you tuning in to this, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.